We just got a brand new official image from the FNAF movie and it will blow your mind. A potential teaser trailer has appeared online. The plot of the movie has finally been revealed. And Cawthon has been banned on Twitter. All this and more in your weekly behind-the-scenes look at the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Welcome, fellow FNAF fanatics, to another exciting episode of SLUURP's behind-the-scenes coverage of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. If you thought last week's news was huge, get ready to have your mind blown, because this week we've got exclusive behind-the-scenes content, leaks, and major reveals that will leave you on the edge of your seat. But before we dive into the juicy details, we've got to give you a heads up. While we won't be spoiling any major plot points, there may be some light spoilers ahead. So if you're one of those fans who wants to go into the movie completely blind, now's the time to look away. But trust us, what we've got in store is worth it. From animatronic mysteries to the latest on the trailer release, we'll be taking you on a wild ride through the FNAF universe. So grab some popcorn, buckle up, and let's get this party started. Get ready, FNAF fans, because Universal is finally giving us a taste of what's to come. The studio has been busy setting up official pages for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie on their social media and website channels. And while most of these pages are still featuring placeholder text cards, there was one brand new image that was spotted by some eagle-eyed fans. But before we show you the image, we have to issue a huge spoiler warning. If you're a major fan of the franchise, we recommend that you sit down for this one. Are you ready? Okay, here it is. It's the walls of Freddy's Pizza Place. That's right, folks, the walls are officially confirmed for the movie. It might not be the most exciting reveal, but all of this activity across the official channels does seem to indicate that the marketing campaign is ready to start heating up. Expect a trailer to drop soon. Make sure you hang around, because that's not the only trailer news we have for you this week. This week, the Five Nights at Freddy's community was abuzz with excitement as Cinemacon got underway. Fans eagerly anticipated the first official teaser trailer for the highly anticipated movie adaptation. Universal, the main distributor for the live-action movie, was in attendance, and when Jason Blum tweeted his arrival, our FNAF Discord channels erupted with anticipation. But unfortunately, no FNAF news was announced at the event. In fact, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie wasn't even mentioned in the upcoming lineup of Blumhouse releases. Popular pop culture pundit and YouTuber 3C Films weighed in on the lack of FNAF news.
Here's though where I do want to talk about why Five Nights at Freddy's was not mentioned, and I really should have thought about this before hyping it up on Twitter, like, oh, maybe he'll show up, maybe they'll show a poster. It's because it's being released in theaters and on streaming the same day. Cinemacon is all about going to the theaters and only the theaters. The association is owned by theater owners and is also run by theater owners. So Blumhouse was no way gonna talk about a movie that audiences can choose to go to the theaters or just watch at home.
Well, the optimist in us hopes that the studio knows that the project is strong enough to have a trailer release all by itself. After all, the hype around FNAF is so high that a trailer release for the movie could very well break the internet. While on the topic of teaser trailers, or the lack of one, we wanted to draw your attention to an interesting leak we spotted online this week. Twitter user GnomeWTF noted that there is a YouTube link in the HTML code of the Five Nights at Freddy's official page. If you access the link, it gives you an error message. Fans have since speculated that this could be a privatized version of the first teaser. This only adds more fuel to the fire that the first trailer is on the horizon. While we are skeptical of this being the actual link to the trailer, it seems rather risky for Blumhouse to upload the trailer in this way, with so many fans eagerly searching out leaks and new information. And while here, last week, we mentioned that we'll be adding a new section to our behind-the-scenes coverage, where we'll be featuring comments, questions, and speculation from our Discord community. We just want to thank so many of you for joining. We've already given away a ton of money and prizes through giveaways on the server, and you have all made it such a fun place to talk and speculate about the FNAF movie. This week, we asked our community, when do they think we will get the first trailer for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie? Let's pass it over to Donnie to read your responses.
Jelly Whale says, I have very good evidence that it will come out in August sometime. Please don't ask me any more reasons why. Bunny gets very specific. May 26, 2023. I think the trailer will release. Put that in your calendar, folks. If we get a trailer on that date, then we may have a Blumhouse insider in our Discord server. Nio says, I feel like summer would be a good time to release the trailer, cause it's only about 3 to 4 months away from the initial release, which seems reasonable. Give fans something to hype about.
Thanks, Donnie. With the movie under 5 months away and all of the teases across Universal's various social channels, we have to agree with our community. The trailer is definitely imminent. As a quick reminder, if you still want to join our Discord community, we are only going to be leaving it open to the public for a limited amount of time. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description to join today. Before we dive into the biggest story of the week, let's quickly touch on another trending news item in the FNAF community. Scott Cawthon's official Twitter account has been suspended, leaving fans wondering what happened. The reason for the suspension is currently unknown, but follows last week's reports of his account becoming temporarily restricted. There are various theories being thrown around, with some speculating that a technical error occurred. According to some sources, Twitter's algorithm may have noticed that Scott's account had over 300,000 followers, no verification, and no activity, making it look suspicious to a bot. However, others are wondering if this suspension is somehow connected to Scott's recent political controversies. Last week, old donations made by Scott to controversial politicians resurfaced, leading to a backlash from some fans. Only time will tell if these two events are related or if there is something else at play. Our final news story of the week is sure to put a smile on the faces of all Five Nights at Freddy's fans. We've got our hands on an updated plotline for the movie, and it sounds like it's going to be amazing. According to Collider, a very trustworthy movie news source, the upcoming supernatural horror story has assembled quite an impressive cast for itself, including performances from Matthew Lillard and Josh Hutcherson. Lillard will be in charge of playing William Afton, the violent serial killer who abducts and murders children while dressed in a golden bunny suit. The disappearance of the kids leaves a haunted legacy for the pizza place, but the story isn't quite over. A security guard, played by Hutcherson, will start working the night shift at the establishment, and he'll soon discover that not everything is as it seems at Freddy's. The animatronics that sing and dance for visitors during the day display bizarre behavior after dark, setting the stage for the central mystery around the story. As a FNAF fan, this plotline makes us so pleased since it doesn't seem to stray far from the beloved source material. It also seems to do a good job of summarizing multiple elements from multiple games into one plot without needing to cram too much lore into one singular movie. But wait, the plot details don't end there. We just had to do a last-minute rewrite to fit this one in this week's BTS video. 3C Films is becoming quite the star in this week's behind-the-scene coverage, as he has just shared another absolutely huge leak with the Five Nights at Freddy's community. In his video titled Five Nights at Freddy's Movie In-Depth Plot Found, they have some new information to share that was found through a movie survey app called Dave. The survey included a plot synopsis of the movie that was written by Blumhouse to give an idea of the movie structure without giving away spoilers. From producer Jason Blum, and based on the acclaimed video game series of the same name, in this supernatural horror film, Mike Schmidt, played by Josh Hutcherson, is a troubled security guard who starts a seemingly easy overnight gig at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, the local family entertainment center. Struggling to take care of his 10-year-old sister Abby on his own, the generally undependable Mike is low on options when he lands this new job to pay the bills and brings her along to the gig. Mike quickly realizes, however, that the night shift at Freddy's won't be as kickback as he was thinking after he makes a disturbing discovery that the pizza place's 4 horrifying animatronic mascots all apparently come alive, moving about on their own as they hunt down and attempt to kill anyone that is still at Freddy's after midnight. Now Mike and Abby must do everything they can to keep themselves alive through the night. But after a local police officer, Vanessa Monroe, arrives and quickly finds herself thrust in the middle of this terrifying situation, she is able to shed some light on the dark history and inner workings of Fazbear Entertainment and its nefarious co-founder William Afton, a man who, it turns out, is now haunting the animatronic creatures. Mike, Abby, and Vanessa must find a way to all work together if they are to have any chance at surviving this increasingly deadly night with animatronic characters by Jim Henson's Creature Shop. This is insane. Based on the synopsis we just got, it looks like we're going to be in for a wild ride. Not only do we get to follow the story of Mike Schmidt, but we also get to see his 10-year-old sister Abby join him in the nightmare at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. We are especially curious about how they'll portray the rundown pizzeria and a relationship between Abby and Freddy Fazbear as seen in the first official picture. Will the movie stick faithfully to the games and follow a 5-night format, or will it all take place in one terrifying night? We want to give a big shout out to 3C Films for sharing this news. Thank you so much for keeping us updated on all things Five Nights at Freddy's. We are beyond hyped for this movie and we can't wait to see how it all plays out on the big screen. And that's a wrap on another exciting week of Five Nights at Freddy's news, leaks, and speculation. This week's behind-the-scenes coverage has been defined by the tantalizing prospect of an imminent teaser trailer. With all the teases we've been seeing across Universal's social channels, it seems like it's only a matter of time before we get our first glimpse of the movie in action. But while we wait for that, let's check the 5 Nights at Freddy's countdown and see how many days we have left until the big party. As of today's video, we're just 181 days away from the movie's release, and we couldn't be more excited. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest FNAF news and join in on the hype, be sure to join our Discord community. We've already given away tons of money and prizes through our giveaways, and it's a great place to discuss and speculate about the movie with other fans. As always, keep it locked into SLUURP for all the latest FNAF coverage, including news, speculation, and concept trailers, leading up to the movie's highly anticipated release. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Get ready for Freddy.